Hi, it's David Samuyiwa again, sports performance coach. Yeah, I just moved from the tennis court to a more quieter place because there was some guy mowing the lawn. So what I want to talk about now is how to build strength. Again, it's another question I get all the time. So I said, all these topics I talk about are all questions that I get quite often. So that's why I thought it's better just to, rather than answering the same question over and over and over again, just make a short video about it, and then if you want to know more, give me a call and I can go into more details. So how to build strength for the athletes that you work with. What I've learned over the years, what I've learned over these 30 years and working with multiple sports, working with high profile athletes, working with young kids, is that for me, the key to building strength is to have a good condition base. Yeah. So sometimes when I'm training my athletes, for example, and they ask me, why do you have to do so much conditioning work? Why do you have to do so much running? And I say it's because, especially during the pre-season now, yeah, it's because you need to have a good condition base in order for us to give you a good strength base. Because, for example, let's say in one strength training session, maybe we're going to do 300 to 400 repetitions of strength work in multiple exercises, yeah, including the plyometric work. Maybe we're going to do 300 to 400 repetitions. If you don't have a good condition base, what will happen is you'll get tired. And when you get tired, that's when obviously your technique will go, that's when mistakes will happen, that's when you could get potential injury. Or that's where you will obviously lose performance. So for me, to build a very strong condition base, then from that platform we can start to build a good strength base. Okay, so that's why I do a lot of cardio work, you know, running up hills, running with sandbags, running on the beaches, running lots of interval trainings. Not these long runs, not these long runs of 5K, 10K, no, nothing like that. They're more like, more speed based, not maximum speed, maybe 75, 80% of their capacity, maybe sometimes even as low as 60%, but it's more to give them a very good, solid condition base, okay? And then, on top of that, I always say you need to have great core stability. Obviously the core being the center of the body, right? The center of the body that connects the lower body and upper body. So that core region must be very, very powerful, very, very strong. Must have a very strong foundation with your core. Because obviously that will help you to, one, deadlift more, squat more, clean and jerk more, bench press more, military press more, and these are obviously very good strength exercises. So for me, it's like to build a great strength base, to build great strength and power, you need to have a lot of good condition. You need to have great conditioning and great core stability. Those two for me are fundamental. Without those two, it's like you're not going to get, for me, from what I've seen, and I'm talking about over 30 years working with multiple sports, like I said, working with like hundreds, if not thousands of different athletes coming from different countries, so it's not like, okay, this guy's from Asia, they work like this, and this guy from South America work like this, and these guys from Africa work like this, and these guys from England work like this. No, it's about working across the board. What I've seen is that athletes that don't have great core stability and great core and great conditioning do not get the best out of their strength training. So that's why I've learned over the years, in the pre-season especially, to really focus on building great core stability and a great cardio condition base within their training regime. So when we come to do the strength work, they can handle the strength work. They don't get tired. They don't get fatigued. They don't have to take rest in between a set of 12. They don't have to stop at 8 and take a rest. They don't have to take long rest in between sets. You understand what I mean? Because their cardio base is great. They don't get injured in their back or in their knees or stuff like that because their core stability is very strong. So that for me is how you build strength. The strength training comes by just you, the gains in strength come just by you repeating repetitively, consistently the exercises so you get stronger. But if you don't have that base, like I mentioned, those two critical things, a great condition base and a great core stability, your strength training will suffer. guaranteed your strength training will suffer. So that's what I focus on, and that for a lot of people, for a lot of athletes who are not used to it. I mean, coming from, you know, like I said before, I was an international athlete running 100 meters and 200 meters. So I know how hard I train my condition in order for me to run 100 meters. It wasn't like we were going out onto the track and running 100 meters backwards and forwards. That we did in the season. In the pre-season, in the early part of the pre-season, right up until more or less the time we're going to compete. We're running like 400s, 500s, 300s. In the pre-season, early pre-season, we're running like 800s, 1,000 meters, you know what I mean? That is building us a great condition base, so that when we come to run 10 times 100, we can do it at high speed without getting tired. So, I mean, and a lot of sports don't understand that, especially with football. I've seen it a lot, especially with soccer players, football players. They don't focus enough on building a great condition. They focus a lot more on these long runs still, you know, 5K, 10K, very slow pace. They don't have any core stability or very little core stability within their programs, and then they want to go into the gym and they want to start doing weight training without understanding first what you need to do prior to going inside the gym. And that for me is a critical flaw in a lot of people's strength and conditioning, is that they lack the conditioning and they lack the core stability in order to build the strength and power, and therefore their performance suffers because they don't get enough strength. And today's sports, you know, there's a heavy emphasis on strength and power, heavy emphasis on strength, power, and explosivity. So from the strength work, you get the power, you get the explosivity, you get the speed. So if you don't have a good strength base, you won't get good power, you won't get, you know, body to weight ratio power, you won't get great explosivity, and you definitely won't get good speed or great speed. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, how to build strength for me, quite easy. Start doing effective condition work and effective core stability work. I said effective, so I can't say what you should do because I will need to know what sport you're in. Different sports need different types. Yeah, different type of core stability for football players compared to ice hockey players, or compared to basketball players, or compared to rugby players, or compared to tennis players. You know, even if the movements are the same, the sports are different, the impact is different. So you still need, so basically you need to personalize what type of conditioning you're going to do, what type of core you're going to do to the sport you're doing and to the athlete you're working with, in order to build the right strength program for that particular sport, for that particular person. Everything is personalized. Everything is personalized. So I mean, just to give an emphasis on how to build strength, I mean, like I said, I'll repeat it one more time. Build a great condition base, build a great core stability base, then you'll start to see a lot of benefits, and you'll see how by building those two entities of conditioning and core, you'll see how that will impact positively your strength training in the long term. Okay, so like I said, any questions, please just give me a call, send me an SMS, drop me an email, and I'll be glad to respond. So take care for now. Ciao.